Hello there. I really do feel like I appreciate hiding lately. I'm not really vibing with going on camera, so bear with me. Just very sensitive lately. I'm eating a crab stick. So, vision vlogs. I did this yesterday in the live, and again I took it down. I'm just feeling weird. I'm just a bit of a hot mess as of late. So we don't really need to observe that. But you know, I've pretty much been living on a line of vlogging my life for about 8-9 years now. And I just know everybody loves to watch or listen to me eat crab sticks. Red Bull. Because, you know, Cabal and all. It gives you wings. The bulls are trying to fly like the birds. Anywho, vision vlogs. I will be doing the vision vlogs. I will beginning. 2 years old is the first vision that I remember happening. You know, these spiritual visions, dreams, insights, gifted awareness, psychedelic, you know, drug-induced, natural-induced, psychedelic experiences, veil collapses. I'll be... nearly just choked on the crab stick. I will be releasing those vision vlogs. I want to do it in a linear timeline just so I don't forget any visions. And, you know, I really want to record through vision vlogs on YouTube. So it's there if my YouTube don't get taken down again. What have you. Now, I won't be going like full deep into some of them, especially my near-death experience. You know, just because of the circumstances, and I will be adding like all the stuff that I leave out. I will be adding into my book. I am doing a, you know, my life story. What are they called? Autobiography or some shit like. I will be doing that book. I was going to start writing a book just before I began my YouTube channel in 2016, just after my partner had passed away. I'd already, you know, at 26, 27, 28, already lived like 100 lifetimes in this one lifetime type of shit. So, you know, that was before my whole spiritual awakening / psychoses. And, you know, this little collapse, this little fall. But before that, online, a lot of my followers and listeners, like, you'll have no idea the life that I lived, you know, unless you've built a personal relationship with me. And again, even my closest family and friends, you know, don't know certain things. I've had a lot of best friends, lovers alike. My first daughter, like, pass away. And, you know, it's true, like, some of the, not secrets, but just experiences, you know, have been taken to the grave with certain people. So I'm going to be resurrecting them through my book. However, I'm not going to be releasing them or publishing them online, which I haven't for the whole 8-9 years. I really haven't. You know, I touched on, you know, my past addictions, past, you know, loved ones that have passed away, this and that. And, you know, the things that I saw just being in those types of, you know, situations, experiences and environments. So the Twin Flame reads are up at Sophia Speaks Indigo Moon in brackets if you want to go check that out. If you can never find my new channel, just type in Sophia Speaks Twin Flame. Sophia Speaks Indigo Moon. If you type in Indigo Moon interviews, there's probably interviews up there on, you know, other YouTubers' channels and stuff that I've done, but everything was really wiped. I was taken down. Somewhat of a Kabbalistic bull takedown, if you will. So, cheers. However, there was something else I was going to say hopping on here. I just can't even freaking remember. I'm not sure. It was very interesting looking at the energetics, channeling the collective of the 144 through the divine masculine and feminine templates for the twin flame read last night on my YouTube channel. Very, awareness packed. So if you haven't checked that out and you resonate with the twin flame experience journey or the 144, go check that out. Other than that, I do have new services up. Thanks for the ones booking into the ego dissolution, the deprogramming sessions. I'm here to help. And I can see the intense focused awareness that y'all are going through on your spiritual awakenings through alchemy, turning negative thoughts or feelings into the positive, aligning to positive affirmations, timelines for manifestation. You may have specific, or you just want to live a good life. Like you just want to be at peace. You want to find the answers to life. You may be an esoteric seeker. I can really help. But the deprogramming of the ego really locks in and looks at, the programs that have been put upon you, projected upon you through your environmental, maybe from friends or family. But the biggest programming is happening through the entertainment media, through the imagery that is projected, the overconsumption of images that are projected. And, these sessions really come through, clear, deprogram, and then it leaves it open, because I've noticed in a lot of spiritual sectors and, being involved with some heavyweight spiritual gurus, shamans, and even cults that I've been, that's another thing that I'm adding into my book. Just everything, bro. It's just, I just want to get it all out there because I am quite transparent. However, sometimes I get on here and I'm like, oh, I've got a guided message to share some random ass story that I've experienced. And it's kind of like, I feel a little bit awkward. I feel a little bit off. Like, why is Emily bringing up this random ass story? Like, there really is no reason or rhyme coming from the personal identity here. I literally just follow spirit. I work with the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit guides me to express certain things because God can see from a higher perspective. It may help this person. That's all. He's aligning to listen to it. And, it may resonate with someone at some specific time. But for me, a lot of the time, I'm legit, perceived to be ignorant to, God's workings. And it's literally because I'm a selfless vessel. I just let go and I just surrender. I'm not like, why are you doing this, God? Why are you doing that? Why would you make me do this? And, I met up with a guy the other night and just know, I can't. And, it was before I did the Divine Masculine Twin Flame read, to see what was going on with the collective. It's just not normal. Like, this guy kept, saying, I would bring up some experience, and then he's like, yeah, well, you will find the answers to why you went through that experience. And I get it. I get where he's pointing at. He's just gone through spiritual awakening about 18 months ago. But, I don't fucking care. This is the whole point. I'm not looking for answers. That's what I said to him. I'm like, look, bro, he's trying to get me to do some breath work in regards to fucking... Bro, I hope he watches this. I've blocked him on, I don't even know if he has Instagram, but, fuck, bro. Just, trying to get me to do breath work and then you will find the answers. And, bro, my questions to God, what is the devil's agenda itself right here, right now type of shit. It's not, I am a watchman or a watchwoman, if you will. The seekers, the seers, we watch God's hand behind everything. We keep tabs on God, so I'm not looking for some misdemeanor shadow work, internal integration of one's identity and feels. I am not my thoughts, I am not my feelings. It's the only answers, the only questions that I'm looking for answers for are from God. And I can communicate to God. I don't need to do no breath work. I don't need to, seek answers for past experiences. It may be a mirror. I see God working through everyone. So, it's kind of like, God, why are you fucking manifesting this dude at the same age as me going through awakening just 18 months ago when I've been on this journey for fucking so long? It's like the masculine is perceived to be so far, behind. What the fuck? What the fuck, God? God literally wills me people for me to gift them an ego death and trigger their dark night of the soul, or they've just gone through it. And that's you know, part of the reason why I hunted down these big spiritual identities that are running cults and this and that, because they were speaking at a level of consciousness that is lit. Like, I'm sorry, you know, they've taken it a little bit too far. They've gone into spiritual ego, this and that. However, we can speak in spirit, you know, and like it states in scripture, we're speaking in a language, not in the tongues that, you know, modern Christian or, you know, certain sectors speak in, not the type of tongues, but we speak in a language that, you know, people from the external perspective, like when you all used to watch my Ascension Diaries, like, you may just not understand what the fuck we are talking about, you know, unless you're in field. And it's the pinnacle, it's the singularity, it's the monad, it's the Godhead. I really can only vibe with 144,000, and yeah, there's just a lot of shifts going on. And personally, in regards to one's twin flame journey as well, like, I know you'll notice I go really quiet in regards to one's personal experience. I do keep things, you know, kept away from prying eyes, judgments, expectations, and attachments, just because it's so intense within itself, you know, the twin flame connection. So, but I'll be speaking on that as well in the book. I'm not sure on the name for the book. If you'll have any good, you know, opinions on what I could call this book, I've just no idea. However, these vision vlogs I want to get out, and like, it's going to take quite some time. You know, the first vision experience I can remember that I had with anything supernatural, and then, you know, it may even give some of you a little bit of a look in regards to my relationship with the Father in the Kingdom of Heaven. Like, it's always been there from when I can remember, type of thing. So I'm looking forward to, you know, getting those visions out. You know, some I've never even told, like, anyone. So yeah, I'll just be uploading. Some of them may be 5 minutes, some of them may be 40 minutes long. They will be audio only. I won't be doing it on the video. It's got a lot to do with the image. Which again, I can sense when the collective is ready to, you know, hear certain things. And I know that some of y'all in field, you know, back in the day, y'all really appreciated my schizo expressions of, you know, mashups of the cartoons and songs and this and that, because you all found your own reflection through my, you know, internal, that is legit my junk DNA just being expressed through some type of format. That's why again, this is therapy for me. This is therapeutic, you know, vlogging for the last 8-9 years. So I'm really going to get it down in a book as well. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I just have to work out some legalities as well in regards to adding people's actual names, like, in there, and especially in regards to, like, people that have passed away. Like, I'm not sure how that works. So if any of y'all know how that goes down, am I allowed to just write about anyone and anything, or do I need permission to add someone in the book? And, you know, I'm happy to change the names around to get that experience out, but I really would like it just to be raw and true and real. In regards to the collective shifts, yeah, the ego, I know, I can sense the ego doesn't want to book into the deprogramming, and the, you know, the ones that are really stepping forward at the leading edge of consciousness, at the leading edge of the field in regards to one's experience, like, you'll just, you know, the wisdom drops and you'll just pick it up, and you don't possess it, because that which possesses you, possesses you. You know, you'll really just allow it to move through you like a cosmic flow. Surrendering to confession is really big right now. The masculine within you all, because you all are androgynous as the 144, the masculine essence within you, that action orientated, you know, protective, spiritual warrior archetype within you is humbling, is being dropped to the knees. You must go before the Father in the Kingdom of Heaven and communicate, build a relationship as a separate identity to bring the oneness. You don't reach oneness, you're not gifted the I am presence until you are there selflessly. You know, you can't have an attainment of some type of enlightenment or, you know, self-righteousness. You know, it's God's righteousness. It's not a higher self. You simply, when people talk about their higher self, they're tapping into the soul. it's just the soul. There's no self. Self is an illusion. That's what ego dissolution is, ego death. You know, it's unveiling the layers, deprogramming these projected upon conditions and programs, you know, from the external reality, and also from the aspect, you could say, this is why the soul needs redeeming. The soul is saved because there are aspects of Sophia's shame, of the soul's shame and guilt, where this is internal programming and conditioning as well. So, you know, really covering all bases in the deprogramming of the ego read. You could book into 4 bodies of existence: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual read. You could do love, life, whatever, but if you just book into a general read, it covers everything: the physical realm, emotional, mental, and spiritual. They are $55 Australian for a 15-minute video recording. You do not need to be present or anything of the sort. You will receive it within 48 hours upon booking as an unlisted YouTube video, so whoever has the link can watch it, and I'll just send it through your email that is linked upon your booking, or Facebook Messenger, wherever we connect. So $55 Australian for a 15-minute twin, doesn't have to be twin flame, it could just be tarot and oracle, or I think it's $111 for a 30 to 40 minute, you know, real in-depth look. And, you know, you can always inquire in regards to other souls, you know, what are they doing, how are they feeling. That's usually like a twin flame. But if you just want to book into a general love, you know, general love tarot or oracle reading, we bring in each soul. So each soul gets 8 cards for their 4 bodies of existence. So if it's you and another person, and, you know, if there's a karmic involved or some third party involved, or even a fourth party, you know, we can just organize together before I perform the session, you know, what we will be looking into. We can look into anything. You want answers to anything. You are one with the collective infinite intelligence abundance beyond time space. His name is God. There's also she, God, the feminine synergy of God, which is slowly creeping back out of the woodworks after, you know, the feminine synergy of God is the personification of the world's soul. Okay, so there is God's trauma. Every emotion that you're experiencing, we're made in the image of God. God has personality. Oh yeah, I had the Jehovah's Witnesses around today, and I'm going to have to go. But, you know, that they were lit. We spoke on the Father's personality and this and that. I will see you all soon. Namaste. Amen.